I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to find a profitable SMMA niche. This is exactly the process I use to find a niche, find an offer, and make over $1 million with my agency. So I'm going to treat this. I made another video called Do Cold Outreach with Me Live, where I just show you live me doing something. So I'm going to do this with you live, step by step, so that hopefully you can take it and do it yourself. Now we're going to start at the top here. Hopefully you can read this. I try to be able to fit my face in here, but also make the text big enough so you can read all this. But good artist copy, but great artist steal. That's Pablo Picasso. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we also don't want to do a gold rush approach. So but what I mean by good artist copy, great artist steal, we want to steal from someone else that already has a very good offer, right? That's already crushing it, and we can take them out, or we can just take some of the market share. Think about if you could, right? Here's a story. A guy that had a gas station, and it was not getting very much business at all. But he changed it to like 7-Eleven, something like that. Very similar to 7-Eleven, but called it something slightly different. And he got away with it for a couple of years, and he made millions of dollars with this successful gas station, just copying the same color schemes, the same everything. Instead of like Slurpees, it was like Slurpers, whatever, just very slightly different, until obviously he got a cease and desist from 7-Eleven. But at that time, he was already very successful. So obviously, in that scenario, we can't really do much there. We can't really copy 7-Eleven. But if we could copy 7-Eleven, if we could copy their business model, then we can make a lot of money just using that same strategy, right? So with SMMA, there is no brand that's recognizable. It's not like Apple or 7-Eleven or Nike, whatever. We don't have to recognize the brand of a marketing agency. It's really just recognizing what strategy do they use, what's the exact offer, how do they get their clients. If I can copy all those things, then I basically have their entire business, right? And then I have to just be able to copy their fulfillment and how they actually get the clients the leads, which is also usually pretty easy to do. So that's what I mean by good artist copying, great artist steal. Now the problem is, like I said, we don't want to reinvent the wheel, so we want to copy somebody else, but we also don't want to do the gold rush approach, because what happens a lot of times too is that you see everybody doing med spas, so you go do med spas. You see a big influencer target roofing companies, so you go target roofing companies. That is the worst idea possible, because everybody else is doing the same thing, and so every med spa picks up the phone 17 times a day, and there's a 12-year-old on the other end saying, hey, can I help you with your marketing? And they hate that, right? And so we don't want to do gold rush where we're doing the same thing everybody else is doing, like what happened in the gold rush, but we also don't want to try to find something brand new. Now you can find something brand new, and you can crush it in that, and I've seen that happen several times. We'll get into that in a second, but yeah, I just want to make sure I make that clear. Now, also, I'm going to show you some niches as a part of this, and I'm going to show you some strategy, but I don't want you to directly copy me, because the whole part of this is, if you're directly copying me, you're doing what everybody else does in the gold rush approach, where you just see an influencer do it and then you copy them directly, which is the worst thing to do. I recently just launched this new program, and I said, hey, my parents do massage and it works really well for them, but don't copy me, right? And guess what? Everyone did. Everyone copied me, and they all went and did massage, even though I told them several times not to do that. And guess what? Nobody was successful in it, because everyone tried the same thing all at once. Cool? All right, so don't copy me directly. I'm showing you step by step, so hopefully you can do it yourself, and you'll know exactly how to do it. So first thing is, we want to, as a part of this research, as a part of being able to find really good offers, is we want to find a random good niche, something that you don't even, people talk about passion, and I just put out a video about asking millionaires how they made their money, whatever, and everyone talks about passion. There was half of people that were like, oh, do what you're passionate about, and the other half of people that were like, I do waste management, right? Or I do SEO, and it's very boring, but I make a lot of money doing it. I lean more towards the don't do what you're passionate about, because I was passionate about making movies. I was going to go to school for making movies. If I went and did that, I would be about $100,000 in school debt and have no career. That's what would have happened if I followed my passion, which was a bad idea. So I did what I try to choose. What does the market want? What do other people want? Nothing is about you anymore. Everything is about helping other people. How do I be hospitable to other people? How do I extend hospitality to somebody else? How can I help somebody else? That's your entire life up until now. It was all about you, but now it's about everybody else from here on out. Cool? All right, so we want to find a random niche that isn't really targeted, that no one's really reaching out to. Now, I did make another video called I Tried Every SMMA Niche. Now, obviously, it wasn't really every SMMA niche, but every SMMA niche that I've ever tested, I put it all in here. So there's a ton of niches. I guess this one isn't it. Oh, this is I Tried Every, sorry. But there's another one where it has like a list of 50 different ones, and you can go through that and you can find all the different types of business. Every estimate is this one right here, sorry. You can go through this, all these different industries, boom, 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 all these, right? And you can look at why they're good or bad, how much money they make, my experience with the industry, very extensive research on every single niche. I've got a lot of stuff in here. It took me forever to build this out, but you can look at that. I made a whole video about it, and plus the sheet is available for you to be able to see. Cool. Now, the other thing too is we want to also look at, that's the first thing we can do is look at what my sheet I've already created. Also, you can look at blogs, lists, or influencers that consistently talk about different business models. And here's a few to get started. So if you just look up huge list of niches, right? There's huge lists of niches. There's plenty of them, right? There's so many, like here's 400 niche list, right? Now, sometimes you'll just I'll just read through the list and I'm like trying to find something, but I don't really get inspired. I don't really know what to do from there. So it's kind of hard, but that's why I like this other strategy, which is looking at influencers or blogs that consistently talk about a side hustle or try this thing or this person did this thing and was able to grow business this way, right? So Cody Sanchez has videos about just different business models. Now, if we go to her videos, this makes $54K a month. What is that? A recession-proof business. That's pretty interesting, right? Or the greatest side hustle of all time, leave your 9 to 5. That's pretty interesting, right? Now, if I scroll down here, I found a bleep business, someone doing porta potties or what is it called, mobile toilet business, right? I've never heard anyone ever target mobile toilets or porta potties. I've never heard that ever. And so this is a huge business that I never even thought of, and I've heard of power washing. I've done that, right? Or I've heard of people doing, people do waste management. I didn't even know that was a thing too. I thought, there's only a couple companies that do waste management and you can't, compete with them because it's just those couple companies, but there's plenty of companies that do waste management. I know that because I talked to some people. Or shipping containers. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could, obviously I kind of knew that people made houses out of shipping containers, but I don't really know how big that business is. And what's cool about these videos is that she's doing the market research for you. She already made a 23-minute video about how much they make, how profitable it is, how they actually get their clients, what struggles and pains they have. They're answering questions about the business. There's this whole long video with an owner explaining everything, right? And so these are really good for just understanding the market as a whole. And so obviously she makes these every week, There's another one. There is Upflip. I think it's Upflip, yep. So these guys, they also make videos about just a whole bunch of different, sorry, my computer's running slow. Yeah. A whole bunch of different industries and offers and things that people do, right? This guy, I watched this video, very good. This guy just takes trash out of apartment buildings. And I live in an apartment building and they were taking trash. You leave it at the side of the door, you leave the boxes, whatever, and they took the trash. I just thought it was like someone that worked at their company, but apparently it's another company that pays them to take the trash down. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. This guy makes $23,000 a month and he still works a full-time job, And so all these, and this guy, I watched this video, this is really good, makes $90,000, not $90,000 a month, I think $4 million a year with 4 different laundry places. And just crazy business models that I would have never thought of just by looking at these videos. So you can just look at these, look at something you might be interested. How profitable is mushrooms? I don't even know, whatever. Paving at 26, making $700,000 a month. Holy cow, that's crazy. Let's reach out to that guy, or let's watch this video. 39-minute long, 52-minute long video, 38-minute long. Like obviously these have a ton of wisdom and they've already done the research for you in these videos, okay? And also with these, you can look at, there's some of these videos that don't have a lot of views at all, like 95,000 views, 760,000, that's a lot, but 140,000, there's some that only had like 50,000 views. Let me look. 31,000 views, 95,000, 11,000 views, right? Now this one just came out, but these videos that don't have a ton of views, 100,000 views, and that means that a lot of people probably aren't also thinking about it, right? No one's really thinking about exterior painting, right? $20,000 from one job. But if no one else is watching it, that probably means it's a good niche because no one else is thinking about it, All right, let me make sure my audio is okay. Boom. All right. So next up, we have these great offers, different industries that no one's targeting. We can see the pros and the cons because they already made a video about the whole thing. And again, I watched the video about the done for you, that basically they have a laundromat and they started doing done for you where they'll come to you, they'll pick up your clothes and then they'll clean them for you, they'll fold them for you, make sure they're all whatever, everything's nice and pretty, and they'll give them back to you. And he said he's doubled his business just by adding this extra service. So the done for you service. So instead of just a laundromat, we'll do everything for you. which is crazy, right? Doubling his business because of that. That means to everyone that owns a laundromat, we can offer, hey, I'll help you double your business by adding this extra service. Or to people that are already offering that, we can tell them, hey, I can bring you interested companies, because this can be for individuals or for companies. And I'm sure they would much rather have companies because companies are going to pay more and more consistently all the time. Obviously, let's say a place like a hair salon or nail salon, they have towels that they use all the time. Or we have restaurants and they have the uniforms or outfits that they use all the time too. And so we can reach out to them and we say, hey, we reach out to the laundromat company. Again, I didn't even think about this until I watched this video. I'm like, wow, this is a really good opportunity that no one has ever thought of. We can reach out to them and say, hey, I can bring you companies interested in getting their laundry cleaned for you, by you, sorry. Would you be open to chat? Right, where we offer them, hey, I'll bring you companies. And we just do B2B outreach for a laundromat. I've never thought of that. Right? And holy cow, this is a whole new business model. And you can take this. This is actually an idea that you can take. But again, if everybody takes it, it's a gold rush and it's not going to work. All right. So that's why I'm showing you the strategy. So hopefully you can do it yourself. Pick another one of these niches in here. Any one of them, a whole bunch of great ideas. We live in this area of all this massive information that no one's even leveraging or taking advantage of. It's just knowing how to take advantage of this. Cool. Car detailing. We have whatever that is, 27 a year. Never thought of. Let's see. Never thought of. I don't even know what that is. And 1 million a month. Tow truck business. Holy cow, that's crazy, right? So all that, cool. All right, next up, I'm gonna go over a specific example of me actually picking a niche and actually trying to do market research to find what this niche actually wants. So we can go through this and pick a niche, but then we have to figure out what does the niche actually want. We don't want to, again, try to do the starting from scratch. Obviously we can try to figure out what they want and then try to create an offer from scratch, which I've done that before too. But is there someone else that's already in the niche that's already having some success and we can copy them and we can just do it better than them, you know? So I'm going to go into this. Mobile, was one example of like the porta potties, which was, you know, this lady was talking about porta potties, the other lady, and I found Facebook groups. There's so many Facebook groups of porta potties, right? And they make decent money with the porta potty business and no one is targeting them. So it's a completely blue ocean. A blue ocean is a niche that no one else is targeting with no competition. A red ocean is a niche that has a lot of competition. And there's already a lot of people in that niche. So we want to go after blue oceans. To find a blue ocean, again, is just going after a niche no one's targeting or even going after places that no one's targeting. Everyone is targeting LA. Everyone's targeting Miami, but no one's targeting Dayton, Ohio, where I live. Dayton, Ohio is the 150th biggest city in America, which means there's 150 big cities bigger than Dayton, Ohio. And so no one's targeting it yet. There's still a thriving economy. There is still a downtown Dayton, right? There's still sub-cities around it. There's so much happening here. There's like 300,000 people metropolitan, and no one's thinking about it, right? No one's ever reaching out to Dayton, Ohio because it's 150 down on the list. Everyone's doing LA, New York, whatever. And so if you just reach out to Dayton, you'll get way more responses. Trust me, I promise. If you just start doing cold outreach, let's say you're doing cold outreach right now, literally just go 110 to 150, those cities. From 110 to 150, look up top 2,000 cities throughout the United States. From 110 to 150, reach out to all those. They're big enough to where they have a thriving economy, but they're small enough where no one's even thinking about them. Trust me, try that. Or even going after countries. If you're in Denmark right now, if you're in Switzerland or Sweden, and you're reaching out to the United States, you have so much opportunity in Switzerland or in Sweden, and no one else is doing outreach in Switzerland and Sweden. I've got a guy, and he's a client of mine. He is in Latvia. And I don't really know the ins and outs of everything in Latvia, but they speak Russian and Latvian and sometimes English. And he's saying he just tells, I did 50 messages on WhatsApp and I got 15 booked calls and all these people are interested. I'm like, just out of 50 messages, getting like 15 booked calls or getting so many booked calls in Latvia because no one else is really doing it in Latvia. I didn't even know Latvia was a country before I started talking to them, you know? Anyways, all right, cool. But going into a whole new niche that no one is targeting might be a challenge because we don't have anyone to steal from, right? Good artists copy, great artists steal. So it needs to be less saturated, but we still need a few players in the game and we can go from there. Now, again, we can start from a brand new niche and we can create a brand new offer and just use our marketing strategies as a part of it. But the best option or best opportunity would be copying somebody else that's already in a niche that's unsaturated. Cool. For example, I did help a guy who was targeting, let's just say, it's not roofing, but I'm going to say roofing. Let's just say he was targeting, he was targeting roofing and solar companies. He wasn't getting a lot of clients. I told him, hey, I had this other client that went into this other niche and he got 6 clients the first month. You should try to go in that other niche because you can probably get a lot of clients in the first month trying that other niche. And so he did that. He went into that other niche and he got 20-something clients in 2 weeks targeting that other niche. So keep that in mind. Cool. So try to copy other people, but copy people that not a lot of other people are copying. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Mobile notaries. This is the niche we're going to pick. Again, don't copy me because everyone's going to do it and it's a bad idea. I'll tell you why in a minute. But mobile notaries, it's a small niche where there's not a lot of competition. No one else is really doing it, but there's a good amount of them in the United States. When it comes to a good niche, I try to think about, do they make decent money? Is there at least like 10,000 of them in the United States, and are they unsaturated? Okay. So find Facebook groups that they hang out in. That's the first step. So how do we find a good offers? Find Facebook groups. So here's group number 1 that I found, just called Mobile Notary Service. State, brand name, tagline, whatever. People are just posting whatever in here. We want to find groups with good engagement. 53 comments, 2 comments, 13 comments, 3 likes, 6 likes. All right, so very good engagement. There's also some groups, if you find a Facebook group, and usually it's just like a whole bunch of people in Russia just randomly posting. No offense if you're in Russia, but or Pakistan or India, just constantly reposting like TikToks or something like that. If it's like that, obviously the group is not high quality. We want to find a group where they're actually talking about the subject and it's not just random videos of toilet paper being stacked on top of each other. All right, so this is actually people talking about their mobile notary services. Another one, notary needed now. So I guess this is people like trying to sell their notary services. Congrats, blah, blah, blah. People are talking about being a notary. There is decent engagement, 3 likes, 5 comments. Not the best, but 63 comments on this post. We'll look at that in a second. All right, and then notary signing agents training, something like that. So this is like a lady trying to train people on how to become a notary. God is good, okay. And so this is like, I guess, less. Yeah, if you don't have a website, do you guys think it's wise to have one? 7 comments, right? So good engagement, people talking about their notary services. Interesting, awesome. 15 comments on this post, whatever that is. Cool. So now we got to find a consistent problem people are having, or find someone that's selling something into this group. So people will be going into this group, they'll be trying to pitch their offer by putting out a post, and we just want to capture their leads or try to see what they're selling and if people are responsive to what they're selling. So as we saw just here, someone's talking about, should I build a website? And so we could even reach out to this person and just say, hey, I'll help you build a website, right? That's an instantly a valid lead right here, someone that's already raising their hand saying, hey, I might need a website, and we can reach out to them directly, right? But that's a bad example. Let's go to a different example. We have this one, right? We'll scroll down and try to find someone that's selling something. Any notary agents that can handle 10 clients weekly, I have a good potential leads. This guy's selling something. This is some random dude. And we can go through here, and we can also look at his other posts. This is the only post he's done, but he has 53 comments, which means now 53 comments, half of those comments are him replying to the comments, right? He's replying there, he's replying there, he's replying there. But that is 25 comments of people that are interested. So people are interested, and we want to see how he's phrasing it. We can just copy this is exactly what I did. I found somebody, they had about 100 comments on their post. Actually, it was actually like 56 comments, 56 comments on their post of people saying, he just said, is anyone interested in getting 40 appointments a month, something like that? Or is anyone interested in getting more appointments, right? That's the whole post. And I was like, they had so many comments. I was already good at getting appointments. I was like, why don't I just help people get appointments? Because this guy's already crushing it. And he just put out a random post. So I literally this is what I did. Went boop, copy. And then I went back to the group and I pasted it in. That's literally exactly what I did. I did the exact same color that he did too. And so I used the same colors in there, scheme that he had. And I got about 30 comments on my post, and I got 2 clients out of that post, and that was within the first week of me starting this new agency, which was B2B lead generation. I made a whole video about this entire process, my whole first year of what I did, and you can watch that video. All right, so that's one guy. Selling something had 56 comments. Let's keep going, see if we have any other. This one has 63 comments. Let's see this guy. So if I just click on his name, it'll show you all the posts. It won't go to his profile directly. We can go to his profile, but we can see all the posts he's made into this group. So we see 63 comments here. We'll see what he said. Any notary agents currently accepting new clients for their service, comment with your location. And people are commenting their location. 63 comments, which means about 30 of them are probably real people that are interested. And he also posted, so okay, we can directly copy this. We can take this exact photo and just do it ourselves, Now he also said this about a couple of days ago. He said, I'm seeking notary agents, needing new clients, whatever, and he's showing Facebook ads. But you see he has 2 likes and no comments, right? So nobody was actually interested in this. So maybe showing Facebook ads isn't a good idea. He's already done the heavy lifting for us. He's already shown us which offers work. This offer obviously isn't working. This one only has 2 comments. 1 comment, 60 comments. Any notary agents currently accepting new clients for their service, comment with your location. That's almost the exact same thing. So he's done it twice, which means if I do it, I'll probably get the same result. So that's easy right there. So I can literally just copy this, and I have a good offer. I can start a whole new business now, right here, right now. I want to do a little more research first, so we're going to do that together too. All right, now this one, again, it's more about just random stuff, I guess, how to become a notary, not really just notaries in there, I guess. I don't know. All right, there's another guy. So that was like one guy that was selling. Here's another guy. Oh yeah, we already looked at this guy's profile. Let's look at this other guy's profile. Let's see. This guy, and I actually reached out to this guy and asked him, I was trying to ask him if he helps notaries or whatever. Here's my, and here we go. He said, I said, hey, do you help notaries? Are you a notary? My mom is, and she might need help. All right, good. Is there a way I can reach out to your mom? Or we can rely on messaging her, talking to her, like a much better option. Yeah, so he's just trying to get a sale right now, but I was trying to get him to like explain how he does things. And that's actually also a good idea, window shopping your competitors. So just like going through their sales process, like booking a call with them and just like acting like you're interested in their offer and just see exactly how they position their offer, how they handle your objections, all that jazz, just so you can copy them directly, right? Because that's the thing about this business model, which is so cool, is that I don't have to copy 7-Eleven. I don't have to copy KFC or Chick-fil-A. I don't have to copy them because I need the branding, whatever. Now you can try to make the chicken taste just as good, but people know the brand. But in this case, there's no brand. Obviously, people know your name once you get out there, but this guy has no brand. He's just some guy on Facebook, and he's just getting clients really easily by finding this offer and this niche, whatever, and finding exactly what they want. And so if I just go through and see exactly how he does his sales calls, all of his appointment reminders, and obviously if we know that he actually has some success, if we just copy him directly, there is no brand that we have to worry about. We just copy him, right? And there's no, it's easy to replicate. And so, but no one really does it, right? No one really replicates by directly copying other people. Trust me, a lot of people have directly copied. Oh my God, it was so annoying when I was first getting started. And I would always come up with these really good cold outreach messages. And like, it was so good. But then 2 weeks later, people are like, I've already heard this 10 times. Why do people keep texting me this much? I'm like, what? Why have people already heard this 10 times? Because I would send the message, they knew that this was working well, and because they knew I was good, and they would copy the message, and then they would just start sending it more than I was sending it. And I was like, dang, I'm already losing with my own message, you know? So, because people were copying me, and it's a good and bad thing about the industry where people can copy you directly, but obviously you can create your competitive edges, you can create your moats around your business, right? Which I've kind of done, where I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on different processes in place where you can't really copy those things, or you have to pay that's kind of money. Or I built up my own brand, personal brand, which is what you should copy someone first, and then after that you build out your own personal brand. It's where you have some guy randomly just saying, hey, I'll help you get more appointments, or you have Carson Fox, the best at getting appointments, asking if you want to get more appointments, right? Who would you rather choose, right? And so you choose the guy with the big brand who has the case studies and testimonials and actually has an audience already. And so you build that up long term. That's a moat that you can't really replicate unless you spend the time doing it. And but in the short term, we can copy these guys, all right, so that's it. That's some people that we can copy directly. We can just copy their posts, see what they're doing. Now let's go into. We can find popular content on YouTube about the niche. So I looked up how to become a mobile notary. I found this guy on YouTube. I'm going to hopefully pause this because I don't want it to start playing. All right, cool. So what's crazy about these videos, right? This video has 45,000 views. And I'm going to say something really annoying. I put out a video the other day. I spent thousands of dollars trying to make this video look really good. Got 1,000 views, right? Spent a lot of time on the thumbnail, a lot of time on the video itself, making sure people engage into it, whatever. A lot of editing, whatever. No views. No one cares, right? And I thought it was going to crush. I thought I was going to get hundreds of thousands of views, but no one watched it. Now, I put all this effort, and if you've seen my videos, I try to make my apartment look good. I have really good lighting. I have a really good camera, and I try to put all this effort in. And this guy makes a video of this boring, this intro. Look at this intro. Living the dream, right? And you're like, this is so boring. Someone sat through this. 45,000 people sat through this, by the way. And not even 1,000 people watched through my video that I thought was going to crush. And so if this guy is able to get so many views, and if you watch this, you ever watch somebody and they talk around the story, they don't even tell the story, like, dude, just get to the freaking point already, you know? I hate that crap. And so I'm going to put you guys on game here. There's a Chrome extension, right? You can kind of see it up here, but it's, if you click D, it'll automatically like increase the speeds. And so, YouTube, the max speed is like 2x. And I was watching this guy at 3.5x because he was talking nothing to say anything about this guy, but he's just talking slower, talking around the problem, whatever. And he's just like walking through, oh, I gotta have my mask on, goes back to his car, safety first. Like, I'm watching this thing, and 45,000 people watch this thing too, which means there is demand. There's people that are interested in this, because if I put all this effort into a video, that means, and no one watches it, that means there's no demand. right? But if he puts very little effort into this video and makes it look so easy, right? I've seen so many videos where they have hundreds of thousands of views, and it's just the idea. People just like the idea, and therefore they sit there and watch the entire thing because of the idea. And if you know anything about YouTube too, it's not going to push it to more people. Like, the algorithm isn't going to push the video to more and more people if people don't watch it till the end. So the more people watch more of the video, the more it's going to push it. So that means people are actually watching this a lot, or not just clicking on it, but they're actually watching till the end. That's one thing, right? And this guy just talks about him doing it, how he makes money, what you should do, and just very basic stuff. Like, here's a stamp that I got, and you want to get a stamp like this. And here's a book, you want to get the book like this. And they're like, okay, cool. All right. And then, cool. All right. And when I did a search, we want to find other influencers that are making consistent content. Now, sometimes, the niche is really small and you can't find people that are making consistent content, which is okay too. But we want to find people making consistent content and see what their top content is. All right. And then we can also look at the likes and the comments and all that jazz. So I'm going to scroll through here. I did see this, some lady. Dang. So here we go. This lady. And that's 58,000 views. How you make 5K a month as a mobile notary. Obviously, that's not a lot of money. And that's why I didn't tell you at the beginning, because I wanted you to stick around for this video. That's why I wouldn't recommend this niche, because they don't make a ton of money. Now, it is like a good side hustle, and obviously people are getting clients, but they don't make a ton of money. And so if you go into this niche, obviously, one, there's going to be a gold rush because all you guys, even though I said don't go into it, you're going to still go into it. And two, they're not going to make a lot of money, so it's going to be. And the first niche I went into was pest control. I went into it because I did market research and I tried to figure out what they wanted, and I found a really good offer. And then I just started doing outreach to them with this really good offer, but then no one could afford it. So it's just a waste of my time, So anyway, that's why I want to go for a niche that has money already. So if I go to this lady's most popular videos, we have how to make 5K as a notary public, and then quitting the notary business, raw, honest video, notary signing agent must-haves, general notary work marketing tips. Okay, marketing tips. Has a 15-minute video about how to market, right? And good amount of views. Okay, 5,000 views. It doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, in the business game, we can get a lot of money from 5,000 views. I had a video recently that maybe got 3,000 views. I got like 20 sales calls out of that 3,000 view video. And I've had other videos that if you have a really good offer, which I do, I had a video that I got like 500 views in the first day, and I got 80 calls out of 500 views. It's crazy conversion rate, right? So these videos like this, I've had people that they said they made $10,000 out of the first 100. They had only had 150 views on a video, but they sold like 2 deals for $5,000 each. So in the business world, a small amount of views can equal a lot of money. So keep that in mind. So 50,000 views is a ton. I had a video actually that got 100,000 views and like 50,000 views the first month. I made $50,000 off of that video the first month of it doing that. So keep that in mind. All right, cool. So, and what we can also do is we see the problems that they're having, quitting the notary business, marketing for the notary business, must-haves, or how to make a certain amount of money for the notary business. So these are consistent problems that they're having, or this is the topics that they are interested in. But we can also look at the comments of these posts and the comments of these videos and see what people are saying and try to see a consistent problem that they're having. Also, Reddit research, kind of the same thing. People on Reddit are very annoying, but they are, I don't know, Reddit's just weird. But if I look up on Google, is becoming a mobile notary worth it? Or how much do you make as a mobile notary? Reddit, right? If I look that up on Google, people love to over-explain their life story on Reddit, and they just like start going into their kids and how it's changed their life, or just random stuff. They'll just like, and then TLDR or whatever, right? But that's kind of good for you because, again, we're just trying to do market research, trying to understand the niche as much as possible, and so we can go in and really look at their pains and the problems, right? So then the last thing we can do is we can do cold calling them as market research. So I did this, and one of my first videos that I did was me actually calling 100 businesses and asking them, what do you want more of? And these are the questions I asked. What's your biggest current daily frustration right now? And is there anything you want more of? So a pest control company, they said their daily frustration is that they don't really know how to get more business, or they rely on the phone number on the side of the truck, which isn't very consistent. They just rely on word of mouth. They want more bed bug heat treatments because they bring consistent jobs. And again, I made a whole video about this, one of my first videos I made. And then I used that and I was able to make a really good offer to pest control companies, but again, they didn't really have money, so it didn't really help in my favor. But I also did this for mobile notaries. I called one and I just tried to ask them questions. I said, hey, can I just do some market research? I'm just trying to ask a few questions. Is that okay? I'm just trying to write a paper. They said yes, and I'll show you the call recording right now. But before that, If you want, I can help you one-on-one. I'm trying to start this new strategy. I will pick a niche for you. I will help you come up with the offer and come up with the scripts. I already have scripts that are already working. I already have offers that are already working. I already have lists that are already working. I get the list for you of emails and phone numbers. I help you set up the automations, get it up and running, and I will help you daily one-on-one, or we will work together. And so the reason I'm doing this is because I have recently taken on some clients where we did like a call daily or a group call daily. And the results were a lot different than everybody else because the feedback loop is a lot quicker. So basically we had a call Monday and we said, hey, let's set up these things. I helped them set up these things. Then Tuesday, okay, we got some responses, but this person said they're not interested. Okay, let's adjust the campaign this way. And Wednesday, we got 3 clients by Wednesday. So within 3 days, we already had 3 clients coming in the door. Another guy, he was already doing tons of outreach and he was maybe sending out thousands of messages a day. But within about 3 or 4 days, we were able to double the amount of responses, double the amount of booked calls, and double the amount of closed deals just from doing a couple of calls where I said, hey, because you're doing this thing, try this thing, and we'll adjust this thing, or how about I set up this thing for you, right? And so we have a quicker feedback loop. So if you have a call with me one time, let's say 1 call a month, then you could be doing something for a whole month and it's the wrong thing, right? Where you were sending out this script, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't have been sending that script, right? But if we have a call tomorrow and you're sending the wrong script, I would say, hey, you fix that now rather than waiting another month to hop on another call with me. So we'll do that for the first 2 weeks and get you up and running. If you don't get clients or leads or calls coming in the door within the first 2 weeks, it's completely free for you. So if you're interested in that, you can book a call within the first link below. And here is the video of the research call I just did. I'm just writing a paper for this business thing I'm writing. I want to see if I can ask you a few questions about your notary business. Is that okay?
Okay.
Cool. My mom is also a notary. She told me that you can't really like sell it. How do you, I don't know, but you know, she's also in Ohio. How do you sell your services? Like, do you get
like advertise?
Yeah.
Oh, just via Google.
Google. Okay. And you get people, well, I think she said you could sell, but you just couldn't like, you can't like charge more money with that, which I thought was so dumb, but, do you find a way?
Yeah. So like if you're a mobile notary, then basically if you're traveling to people, you can charge a travel fee and you guys just agree upon your fee.
Nice.
Like you quote them your fee and let them know from there.
So my mom's just dumb. Got it. Just kidding. So, so you'll travel to them. Like how far do you usually go out?
It just depends. I've been as far as like Cincinnati. It just really just depends.
So it's like if they're like, hey, if you come today, I'll do blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I don't know where you're at, but let's just say you're in Fairborn and I'm in Kettering, right? It's like a 20-minute drive. How much are you charging for that?
It just depends on the service. So it depends on like how many documents am I notarizing when I get there. It depends on like how late. So if you call like right now, like, hey, it's an emergency, I need services right now. Yeah. There's going to be an upcharge because I'm pretty much canceling or stopping what I'm doing to come and offer or grant you services.
Do you get a lot of clients from Google right now?
Yes.
And then, I heard someone, because I remember I did talk to somebody in New York and they were also saying that they did mobile notary and they did Google ads. Do you run ads?
Ads? No, I don't.
But you get, how many, let's say, requests do you think you get a week from Google?
At least 20.
20 from Google. Dang, that's cool. And have you tried anything else? Do you do a lot of like anything on Facebook or Instagram or anything else?
No, I don't run ads or anything on Facebook.
Yeah, so you haven't tried at all? Like, do you know of anyone else is there anyone else local that is like a competitor that they're doing well or no? I
wouldn't know. So like when people typically call me and I know someone that is a notary, but I actually know 2 other people, but I don't even think they have like their business on Google. I just personally know them. So if I'm unavailable, I can refer them. Other times I'll refer them also to like the UPS store, just depending on like how fast they need services, if I'm not available, etc.
So what about just random questions? Is there like a current daily frustration as a notary or like with your business? Is there something that's annoying? Is it like driving really far or people don't want to pay or anything like that?
The only thing that I would say that would be annoying is if like someone is like adamant, like I need services right now. And then you get there or you're en route and they're like, okay, never mind. Yeah. I actually didn't need it. And you're like, what? So some people have like, if it's like extremely late, because I do offer like 24-hour services, but I will turn my phone off at night. Answer like if it's slow, like if I'm already out working, I don't mind. But if it's like, all right, it's 11 p.m., I know I'm not going back out, then of course I won't go back out. But there are some people that are just adamant, like, oh, I really need services. Mm-hmm. Then I have started saying, you're going to have to send me a deposit to ensure.
Yeah.
And then if you're canceling, then that your deposit is non-refundable. Like if I'm getting up at 11, 12 o'clock to come out and give you services, and then you just abruptly change your mind, then that's fine. Just know you're just out of whatever deposit I charge you. It's something minor.
Yeah.
But, just to prevent that. Because they're like, oh, I really need services. I need services. And you're like, no, you don't.
How often is it like really late at night?
It's actually not too bad. And it really just has like peak seasons. I feel like, I don't know, it's weird. Certain seasons is just really more adamant than others, but it's not been too bad. Mm-hmm. And really, some people will call me late and set it up for like the next day or later that week. Like, hey, I know this. I'm going to be flying in, and I know I need, a wheel done.
Yeah, well, you said something about peak season. When is peak season?
I noticed a lot of people are like buying cars in like the winter time. So a lot of people, I think they like go to an auction or just find cars really cheap, and they like load up on cars and sell cars. So I noticed in the winter time it's a lot more busy.
Like right before
and then, like,
the end of the year?
Yeah, and like tax return season when a lot of people are like trying to get a new vehicle, stuff like that, around that time.
Do you take on a month right now? And then how many could you take on? So like I'm currently at, let's say we're doing 20 a week. We get out of those 20, maybe we get 12 of those to close. Is it something like that?
Yeah, so if I get like 20 calls a week, maybe like 12 or to 15 or something are like for sure.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for me. It's just like a little part-time.
Yeah. So it's just something you do on the side. How many could you do? And then also like if, let's just say you got 50 a week, 50 actually people closing, would that even be worth your time? Would it be worth like, would that be a full-time job for you at that point if you did 50 a week?
I could see it, but it's still like, if you're just doing mobile services, it's probably a lot. But I could probably see it, like if you're definitely doing it full-time, like 8 hours a day, minimum.
Again, if you want to work with me one-on-one every single day, you can book a call with the first link below. Guaranteed clients or leads or calls coming in the door within the first 2 weeks, or it's free. Cool. Talk to you guys soon.